What up, pimps? I'm out here working on the wagons. You can see I've been dicking off with it, having a lot of fun taking it out in the desert. I got stuck twice actually. I got high centered, so I'm gonna have to do something about that diff. But I don't think it's gonna be this video. That diff and that clutch pack thing, whatever the fuck it's called, viscous, something like that. Viscous, some shit. Anyways, wagon people know what I'm talking about. Building a little stinger. I got this all bent up at work. This is a 140 degree bend, like that. You can see it's a little dicked because we didn't have the right die set, but it's whatever. It's a schedule 40, some dick shit. I notched this shit on either side, so this piece is gonna fit in the middle, and then we'll probably put like a light spotlight or something on it, something cool. But anyways, right now I got it all mocked up. Like, I think this is a good angle. Well, not the angle. Don't look at the angle. Just look at the length like that. Now I just have to measure from the ground to the subframe. This is what I'm gonna mount it to. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to use any of these bolts right here. If I could use at least one, that'd be cool. So I could just drill it out and bolt it and have it easy. But gotta measure from the floor to it. So it's about 13. We'll go 13. Then I'll have to cut 13 inches out here and then re-weld it, so it won't be so long, because right the way it is now it sticks out way too much and I don't really want to run it like that. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna cut out 13 inches. I'll probably just tack it back together and then I'll figure out the mounting situation. So this is a 27 or 30 degree bend. I can't remember which one I set it on, but I got it drilled out one hole. I'm just gonna mount it right to here like this. There's plenty of room once I get this tight that it's still gonna have enough thread to go in there. I just have to take this fucking bracket off real quick, and I'll do the same thing to the other side, and then I'll hold it up and then I'll look at how much I want to cut. And it'll be a little better like this, because then if I want to change the angle, I can hit this with a grinder like this and change the angle of the stinger. So I think it'll be better like this anyways. This one's a little higher because I didn't cut these the same, if you get what I'm saying, because it doesn't really matter. As long as I cut the same amount at each side, it'll be a little off, if you guys get what I'm saying. And then if I have to, I'll just try to bend this out more, or beat these in a little more to get it to where I want it to be. Like, this isn't too bad, the height right here, so I might look at it cutting that much out. Something like this, the same thing. I might do like 12 or 13 inches and then see where that gets me, because I don't want it sticking out too crazy. Something like this. So I got it all cut, decent angle. I can adjust it when I weld it, but now you can see how far I've got to bend this out. Now I'm gonna probably just stand on this end and pull up on that end, you know, with the biceps. Just bend this out, and a little bit at a time. Or not. I'm not sure how I'm gonna bend this. This is a schedule 40. So yeah. Alright boys, I'm over here at my power pole, you know what I mean? Barely got this thing installed anyways, so I got the pipe and I got this, and I'm just gonna pull on it real hard and put some bend back in it. That's why I got the hammer. You know, it's off by a little bit, but I got the hammer. I'm gonna grind down the inside of these real quick, get it all adjusted up, something like that, and I'll get it tacked together and I'll show you what it looked like. So it's all welded together, got it all ground down, all the welding shit. I'm not a welder, I'm a grinder. So I got this truck bed coated anyways, so I'm gonna paint it all with that. I'll probably do like 2 good coats and then leave it. The bar right here I'm not gonna do too much, because I want to eventually weld probably angle iron or something like that, so I can mount probably two 10 or 2 7-inch lights, round lights right there. So let me paint this, and then tomorrow see what it looks like. Back out here in my garage. I'm a little under the weather. I'm trying to finish this like little bull bar stinger thing. I didn't want to just leave it like this. I don't like the way it looks. I want to make a little plate on the bottom. The war wagon that this wagon's kind of like based off of that dude. I'll put a link down in the bio for the first time ever. That dude's channel, you can go check him out. He's actually got the war wagon. He's got all kinds of crazy shit done. But yeah, I want to make a little
like a skid plate right down there. Yeah, and then I noticed his shit has it. I'm like, fuck, that's probably where I got the idea from. So yeah, go check out Warwagon shit. Link in the description or whatever. But yeah, so I got these eBay lights. They was like $55 or some shit. I can't really remember. It's supposed to be like 54 watts. Someone actually hit me up and was just like, hey, I'll fucking work at this place. It's like, I don't know, maybe an hour for me. And he's like, I'll hook you up with some lights. I'm like, all right, cool. And he sends me like the links or whatever. And I look and I'm like, I look on eBay and they say the same lights for $80 or whatever. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I asked him, I was like, so how much for 4? He said, $700. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, I don't know who that dude was. I think he's trying to rip me off. $700 for fucking 4 lights. I'm like, nah, bro, my fucking tires cost less than that. But anyway, that's besides the point. So these are 54 watts, supposed to be. I'm gonna make some real easy tabs. Just some angle iron. I'm gonna cut 2 inches, 2 inches, and 2 inches, and I'll drill a couple holes. Nothing crazy. And you see, I put bed liner on here, but I didn't put any in the back. Well, some of it came over, so I'm gonna have to take a little bit of that off when I tack it together, and then when I'll pull this whole thing off, and then I'll weld it, and then I'll re-bed line everything. But I'll show you how that how that's done in a little bit when I get that shit done. I'm just gonna run these straight off the headlights, off the high beam, so that way, I mean, you usually don't use your high beams anyways. Well, I use them out in the fucking middle of nowhere, but I'm talking about like in town and shit. Usually don't use those, so I'm just gonna run these straight off the high beam. So when I kick the high beams on, these will come on. And tonight when it gets dark, I'll go out and film a little clip, see how bright these 52 watts or 54 watts really are. So yeah, I'm gonna get started on this shit. So I got the little tabs tacked on there. I'm gonna take it all off after I'm gonna get some cardboard and try to make like a little skid plate, like I said, for the bottom. So I'm gonna get some cardboard and cut it up and see about making one of those before I take it all apart and weld it. It's hard to tell if I got the gaps right, but it should be fine. So fuck it and send it, you know. But overall, it's not too bad. So I just got this little piece of steel to make a little like a little skid plate, just so I don't like fuck up my intercooler or anything like that. Not that it's like the best intercooler or whatever. I just don't want to have to like worry about ripping it off completely. So I got this piece of steel. I made a little template out of cardboard. Not that piece underneath there because it was too short, but I made a little piece out of cardboard. And I'm just gonna take it and to get a bend out of this, because I don't have like a fold or anything like that here. I mean, I guess I could take it to work, but I don't really want to fuck with that. So I'm just going to take a tape measure and just go off like 5 inches, and I'll just pull it. I'll just mark it all along here, just like hold it and just come all around like that. And then we'll just take the grinder with the death wheel and we'll just like cut a groove in this. It'll be fairly straight, just enough so that way we take the hammer, we can actually bend it over, or just put a piece of pliers, or just put some pliers right here and bend it up. But I'm gonna do that right now. So like I said, I just cut a groove in it, and then I just got the hammer and a piece of wood, and I've just been hitting at it, getting the bend right, and then I'll put it back on there and check it. And then I've got to sand off some of that bed liner, and then I'll tack it all together. The corners I'll probably have to cut because they're going to be hanging out a little wide, but other than that, it should be fine. Just got to finish beating it, and I don't really want to have to edit out all the noise and shit. So yeah, just a grinder and a hammer, and you can make your own bends at the house. And then I'll probably, once I put this on there, I'll probably put some welds in here. I might put a little half-inch square beam across for some extra support. So I've still got to tack it all together and then trim the corners and all that shit, and get a little more of that rhino liner off. But I'm gonna tack it together like this, and then I'll get it down and I'll trim the corners and I'll make it all flat and make it look real nice, just so potentially I don't poke a hole in that intercooler in my radiator and all that shit. But I think after it's done, it should look pretty methed out, you know what I mean? It's what is this? What is this, Honda Civic? What is this? What are you doing with the Honda Civic? What are you doing with the Honda Civic? So it's all finished. I got it all wired up to the headlights. Pretty basic shit, red to red, black to black. Nothing crazy. I got the bed liner all over it. It's letting that dry. I did a little bit on the bumper because the bed liner started like kind of like a jello. It was kind of turning like that. I know the audio is probably terrible right now, but so I used it on the bumper too. So I'm gonna let that shit dry. We'll see what they look like at night, and then I can adjust them and all that shit. So I know the GoPro's really shit at nighttime videos. This is just the headlights by itself, and then that's with the high beams on. I don't know how. I mean, I'm sure it picks up a little bit on camera, but it's much better, and it's much better than the factory. And I mean, for like 50 bucks, I mean, it's not bad. I think they look way better than like the LED light bars. I think these look way better. They're pretty bright. I mean, for 50 bucks, I mean, I can't complain. I can see much better at night. Well, I think once I get like 4 more on the roof, I'll be much happier. I'm gonna make a roof rack next, and I'll show you guys how that goes and whatnot. But peace, pimps.